Be my heartbreak, be my one-on-one, be my only one, you're my only love. Be my heartbreak, be my one-on-one, be my only one, you're my only love. Message, hit me now, get the message. Who are you texting? It's not me, then babe, who are you texting? Hit me back, I hope you get the message. Calm you down cause you been acting reckless. Flood the ring and I bust down the necklace. Doesn't mean a thing, just know I spend it. Doesn't change a thing, just know I spend it on you. Get you.
Oh yeah, get that groove on. Hey guys, I want to say I got me and Mike G in the house down here in Tampa, Florida. We got Dayna down there in California. What's up, girl?
What's up?
So before I get started, I got to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, FM, who's the creator of the SAR, the High Power, and the FM 509 platforms. We appreciate you guys all the time. And now we're going to get into a little bit of discussion with Dayna on why the hell did you invent the trophy wife, the participation wife? Because do you not know how much drama you have caused in the world, girl?
You know, I thought it was fucking funny when I came up with it. And then everybody else was like, let me tell you why you're wrong. Okay.
So what made you come up with the concept? Was it COVID?
No, so what happened was I had like rejoined Twitter at one point. I decided I was over it. I deleted my account because I never went on it. And then a month later, I was like, maybe I'll join again. And I restarted my account and I grew pretty big just by making fun of my family, making fun of myself, talking about stupid shit that my kids did. And I started calling myself the participation trophy wife. And so it's really funny because I put up trophy wife Dayna is my handle on social media. And you have no idea how many times people go, you're not a trophy wife. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. If you watched one video, if you paid attention to anything that I wrote or talked about, you would understand that it's a fucking gimmick, you know? Like,
oh yeah, no, you're on point on that because you laid out. And if people haven't checked your Instagram out, it's off the chain. And damn, you be on point because you laid out a couple times, and I thought it was funny. It's like you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh yeah, I got coffee. I can't function without toffee, or I'll stab. You sound like my wife sometimes. My wife is the person. She gets up. Hey, everybody knows the Razorback is up from Arkansas. Go the other way till she's ready to participate and talk to you.
yeah. You know those mugs that they have where it's like, shh. Not yet. Almost, like that is my life. I'm like, if I am still putting this cup to my lips, you better fucking walk. Go away. Go away. When you see me put the cup in the sink, you can come and talk to me.
Give me my space. Give me my space.
You know what's good for you. You're going to let me enjoy this coffee.
So let me ask you this question. So how's your husband dealing with the fact that, you drop this content? And I love the videos he puts on there, but you guys drop some content. How's he like? Because it seems like he's just, hey, I'm on board for the ride.
He is on board for the ride. You know what? It's my favorite thing in the world about my husband because there's not a lot of secure dudes out there. And, I get my DMs fill up with raunchy shit that people are sending to me or requesting of me and stuff like I stopped looking at my DMs. And then at one point I was like, maybe I should just let my husband answer these. If dick pic, like he can just be like, snap and like, he's like, she's good, bro. I got her.
That cracks me up because I was sitting there looking at the one you put. Now I'm gonna tell you the one that probably got y'all jammed up was when you put the Instagram one in there going, hey, I will participate. All you have to do is call me and then load me on the phone and I'll sit me right next to you and we can watch. And you go, oh, but by the way, that's damn creepy.
It's a little creepy.
Oh my God. So how do you get your guests? So how do you get your guests on there? So how do you, because I watch your podcast, you get guests on there and you guys have some bantering back and forth. So, how do you work that out?
A lot of it is no fear of rejection. So if I see somebody that I think is hilarious or that I want to talk to, I just reach out to them. And, sometimes I'll get lucky, like with Carol Baskin. Like she replied and said yes. And I was like, okay, we'll see. Like I showed up to that recording and I was like, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna see if she actually shows up.
Shows up. All right.
Her-
So do you have a studio or what's your setup in California?
I do have a studio. Another thing that I have to thank my husband for. My husband owns a commercial building. And so whenever he bought the building, was like, oh, I have this room. And I was like, could you make it a podcastle for me? And so the podcastle, we call it the podcastle. And so he set me all up. We got the stuff on the walls. He did the insulated. I'm going to use words that I don't understand. I'm like, he did the thing that does the thing that makes it nice for me to record in. And he's just supportive like that. Like, I'm like, yo, after, I don't know, 6 months or so, I decided I didn't like the color anymore. And his ass was in there painting. So
so you had to do a little work. So who do you have anybody working with you, or you're just like, because like it's just me and Mike G. We come in here and we just drop it like it's hot. Ain't that right, Mike?
True. Grind.
Yeah,
So-
I drop it like it's hot by my damn self because I'm a control freak. So
Oh, whoa. When's your birthday? Tell me you're not a Virgo.
I am not a Virgo. I'm an Aries, which is just as bad. So
That's me, April 8th, baby. April 8th. That's right.
I'm April 9th. I turned 40 on April 9th, and I am so looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I know everybody always gives me grief about, being that Aries thing. It's not that we're hard-headed. It's just that we kind of know what we want to do, and just nobody else understands it.
Yeah, and I think the hardest part is like if I'm unable to tell you and like make you envision it the way that I have it in my own brain, I'm going to be upset. So instead of getting upset with people, I'm like, just let me do it. Like I'll just do it. It'll come out exactly how I want it to. And if it doesn't come out the way that I want it to, it's my own fault. So I'm like, I'll just do it. So I do the editing. I do the graphics. I do everything. I do it all.
Wow. Hey, okay, so Mike, throw up Dayna's website real quick, because that's what I want to. Hey, guys, if you're out there, if you're watching this is Dayna's website. Check her out because she just be killing it on there, and definitely her Instagram. But Mike, go ahead and put it up real quick. And so what I like about it is the way you laid it out. So who works on your website? Who kind of so if anybody who's trying to do a podcast or just trying to get started, because honestly, you got a good hook.
Thank you.
The trophy. Hey, trust me. I was on Twitter and I go, all right, I got to check this out. Then I started seeing that content. I started laughing and I'm like, so I was like, she's making fun of Trophy Wife, but I understood that so many people were like, what the hell? Why? Who she thinks she is?
Yeah. Well, so I went out with a big lofty goal of rebranding Trophy Wife. Like I wanted it to be, instead of Trophy Wife being like, the little hussy that married the old dude that has a lot of money, I wanted it to be like she's waking up in the morning, her kids are fed and loved, she might have fucking slobber in her hair, or she's wearing yoga pants 8 days a week, but everybody's breathing, everyone's loved, she's kind of killing it anyways, so that's a trophy, like she deserves the trophy. She is a trophy wife because she's doing all of the things. She's being selfless for her family, but also don't be fucking selfless all the time. You can also take time for yourself. But unfortunately, not everybody got that concept.
I know. So let me ask you a question. Since you have caused so many women some dismay, and Mike, I'll let Mike chime in here in a quick second. Go ahead, Mike.
What is the dirty little secret?
Woo!
What's going on here? I was like, look at this shit. Dirty little secret, too. She's a trophy wife. She has dirty little secrets.
So many of them. And I only let some of them go on the show. The Dirty Little Secrets Club is a show that I started with my friend Brimstone. And we get people to write in their dirty little secrets. And then we talk about them on the show. And it is, whoo-hoo, it can get some raunchiness over there. It's so good. There's Brim. Yeah. So people anonymously submit them through our website or they DM us or whatever, and we throw them up and talk about them on the show. new one hasn't even dropped yet, but the last one we got on our new one was this guy had a sex doll that he banged for 2 years. He said it was like banged to death, and he didn't know how to get rid of it. So he was thinking, oh, I have this really awful neighbor. So he put the sex doll in his neighbor's trash can upright so that all of the neighbors in the community would see the sex doll on a trash day.
Whoa.
So people come to you and tell you these crazy things?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and we get girls and guys that come back. They update us on shit. Like,
Yeah.
we'll talk about their secret, and then they'll be like, well, if we need more information, they'll come back and be like, oh, we just wanted to let you know, like, this is the reason that this and that happened. It's really cool. It's a cool community because
It was cool. It was cool because
Yeah.
when I saw a show, you were like, okay, now don't tell us about some murder or something. That was
Yeah.
like,
it's the paperwork and police. Like, I don't got the time for that. Okay, ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, this is awesome. So, how long have you been doing your show, and how long has it been going on?
I have been doing my show now for 2 years. And, the thing that I love the most is I look back and think of the scared little girl that I was whenever I started my show. I had no confidence. I did it scared. And, I feel like that's some great advice for people out there. Do it fucking scared. You're going to suck. Your first episode's going to suck. The first time you do anything is going to suck. Keep doing it. You know what? Eventually it's going to get better, or you're going to decide that it's not for you.
Well, the one thing that I've learned is over our society is that, the political correctness has gotten to a point where it's really got it to where nobody wants to talk anything bad or say anything or just off the chart. And the sad is because humor has really been the target of being attacked these days. And it's funny is that things that we find funny and that we'd like to just let your hair down and have a good time, people find offensive now. And so let me ask you a question. How's that impacted you since you really started your show and started having fun with it? And some people are, oh, that's offensive. And then, and I'm like, man, people take life just too seriously on everything, at all levels these days.
Yeah, I think that as a society, everybody is so concerned with everybody else. And I think that's so unhealthy. If I think that this is funny or, within reason, of course, I don't want to say everybody go out there and just do whatever, because that's not okay.
That's true.
But, I have found that for me, I know when people are hurting themselves and attacking me just because they're going through some shit in their lives. I do a lot of ignoring and a lot of allowing people to have their own things. I don't need people to agree with me. I used to need people to like me and agree with me, and it would just drive me crazy. And now I'm like, you know what? I don't need everybody to agree with me, because what fun is the world if everybody's on the same page? Everybody has different life experiences, comes from different backgrounds, and there's no possible way that we can all agree on something having gone through so many different experiences in our life. So I think giving people a lot of grace and a lot of understanding and not taking anything personally has been key whenever people don't agree with something that might be going on in my show. In that case, I'm like, don't listen to it. You have the ability to click end on the podcast or the video, or if you do not like it, please turn it off and walk away and go do something that you do like. I don't want anyone to watch my show in anger. I want them.
Yeah, but you're right. And here's the thing is, it's like me and Mike always talk about this, is that we like to have a variety of guests. We like to hit on different subjects. Mm-hmm. And you know what? And everybody always goes, well, you're a retired person. You're this esteemed and this is your level. You know what? I'm still a normal person sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I still sometimes laugh at, like somebody will put something on Instagram and say, hey, don't laugh at this. And you see the kid get hit in the head with the ball and fall, and then everybody goes, well, don't laugh. But, you think of yourself, man, I remember when I got hit at playing dodgeball in the head and, I fell back and how funny it was. So, I think we take ourselves so too serious. What I like about it is that you approach everything and you have a key word in your thing, comedy. And so I've been looking at all the comedians recently after I watched a couple of your things of how our society attacks comedians. And it's like, I don't get it, Dayna. I just don't get it. And you're out in California because you're in Comedy Central.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the problem is with comedy comes a lot of truth, and that's what people can't handle, because comedians are very good at taking experiences, exposing them, getting down to the nitty gritty, and like that's why it's funny, is because it's fucking true. so many people have a problem with some of the things that they say, but they're really bringing to light a lot of things too. So they skirt the edge a lot, and and a lot of them have to kind of like put up that wall and let things hit and bounce off, because there's if they want to do comedy the way that they want to do comedy, then
Absolutely.
they have to let it bounce off.
So let me ask you a question. So since you started this, did you like kind of getting into a rhythm of, I see all your skits that you put on Instagram, and you do a lot of them, and I really like the fact that your husband participates in some of them. But has this brought you notoriety? And oh no, here's the question: how's everybody in the neighborhood? How's everybody in the neighborhood dealing with the fact that Miss Dayna be acting up, and then all the little boys and everybody walking around going, "That's Miss Dayna." You know how she be acting online.
Well, my son is 15 and he's on the tennis team, and he came home last week and he went, "They found your podcast." And I was like, well, I am sorry about that. So now, like, he hops on the bus to go to an away game. They're like, come on, let's put on that trophy wife life. And I'm like,
oh
no. They're gonna know your mom's like a sick, perverted, cussy motherfucker,
And you're not even from New Jersey. Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Pittsburgh, so close enough. Not quite.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh Lord! All right. So you're from Pittsburgh. No, you really are from Coriopolis, probably.
Well, my cousin actually lives there, but no, I'm not from Coriopolis. I lived in a small little town called Cheswick, and then another real shithole town called Sharpsburg. And then I went to a really nice high school, two of them actually, Springdale High School and Fox Chapel is where I Fox Chapel even sounds rich, doesn't it? Like Fox Chapel.
So how did you get to California?
I was a real rebellious teenager, and I was going through a lot of shit, and I just recognized whenever I was 18 that God, everybody's in everybody's business. Like I couldn't get away from it. Everybody knew. If I went to a bar and I was acting up, I had a fake ID. So I would go, and then my mom would be like, I heard that you were at this bar. And I was like, how the fuck the bar is like 30 minutes away. How did you hear? Everybody was in everybody's business. So I got on a plane. And I flew to San Diego, and I stayed with a friend for a couple of weeks, and then I moved into a hotel. Then I convinced my other friend to move to San Diego. We lived in a hotel until we found an apartment, and now it's been, 20 years.
Oh, wow. So you just ended up out there. So what did you start doing when you got out there?
I was a waitress for a while. I didn't do a whole lot, actually. I did a lot
went to the beach.
I went to the beach. I immediately found a boy that I liked. I was like, I pick you. And like, he was awful for me. I don't know why I did that, but
It seems to be a norm. I got daughters, and I think it's just the normal progression. And even though your dad says, I'm not really down with this guy, they're like, you don't know what you're talking about, Dad. You don't know what I've been through. So I'm like, I constantly, have to go through that bad dream, but I had the same thing was said about me when I was dating somebody's daughter. So what the heck? What the hell, right, Mike?
I'm guilty. I mean,
We're all guilty. We're all guilty.
Hey, so where do you think you're gonna go down the road with this? And do you probably see yourself getting on a bigger platform with what you got going on right now?
You know, I have so many things going on right now, and I'm really excited about them. I love that trophy wife life. If that ended up on a larger platform, that would be incredible. The Dirty Little Secrets Club is something that is really fun for me to do. And me and Brim have some big ideas on things that we want to do. He's going to be out in San Diego at some point, hopefully in the summer, where we can actually record together face to face, record some video. We have some Dirty Little Secrets Club investigates ideas where we can,
Right.
kind of dig a little deeper into some stories. And then I have the Entertainers Network that I just launched recently, where I am highlighting entertainers from all genres, but I'm really hoping to make that into a hub for entertainers. So I'd love a place where people could come to for, like the what not to do when you walk into an audition, like articles from casting directors or music executives or, stuff like that. I'd love to start doing entertainment awards in the future is something. So I'm trying to grow up to entertainment awards because it
Right.
really comes down to the fact that to be successful in the industry, you need a lot of fucking luck. And there's
Yes.
not a lot of people out there that are willing to highlight the little guys. And so that's what I want to do. I want to keep highlighting people, getting their name out there, getting them published. It's really important to establish a name for yourself, to be everywhere on the internet these days. So if I can
Yeah.
help with a step with that, then I'd like to do it because nobody helped me really in the industry. My mentor has been Brimstone. He was the guy that reached out because he's a big name in the industry, or he's a
Okay.
name in the industry. He'll hate me for saying big name. He doesn't love that. So he's he's always telling me like, okay, this is what I need you to do. And he gives me so much advice and like really leads me in the right direction. And so I would love to kind of turn around and give that helping hand to somebody else.
All right, so you're out helping shape other careers. That's kind of what me and Mike have been working on. Getting musicians on, and and like I tell everybody, some stuff everybody doesn't agree with. Okay, it's, here, there in the box. We're two guys down in Tampa, and everybody goes, how the hell did y'all get with country music and get all these stars in country music?
Yeah.
Jenny said, "Pop, I don't know, but it's working." So we just go with the flow, and and the whole thing about it is, it's about entertainment, and I look at so much garbage entertainment online.
Yes,
I'm like, I just
same.
wanted some quality entertainment. But what kills me is I posted something. This is no lie. I posted something that was just maddening stupid. It had 15,000 likes. I posted something that actually had content that would help somebody in their life. It had 200.
It is maddening whenever because social media unfortunately is a platform that you need if you want to grow in any industry these days. And like trying to grow my social media, it's like I will sit at I got up to 10,000 and I was really excited about that. I was
So how
and
long did it take you to get the 10? It's funny that I saw
like
you
12
post.
years.
Yeah. Because funny you said that is because I saw you post something about your YouTube. And so I just learned something. YouTube doesn't give you any credit till after they run the show. So there's so many gadgets or things that they're using these days so that you don't get where you think you could get to faster. And it's just saddening because you actually have a big audience. Because I look at what your Instagram and Mike, you got and Mike. Yeah, try to grab one of her Instagram ones if you can before we get out of here today. And you got on your Instagram and the one I love, and I told you this before we got it, so I gotta say, I wish I had told Mike to grab that one, is when you found the $20 and you're in the car and you go, I found $20 today.
Yeah.
What would Jesus do? Turn it to wine. I said that was the best. So, and so you get there, but the whole thing about it is it's the grind. How much time are you spending on social media just getting your message out there?
Honestly, I have meltdowns about this weekly because I despise social media. I love it in a way that I get to connect with people because I've really made some amazing friends on social media and I love it.
Hold up,
However,
Mike.
yeah.
Hold up. Mike, play that one. Play it, man. Play it. Hold on, I want to see if you can play it real quick.
It's for you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's for me. Thank you, man. That's for me. Thank you.
Let's see here. $20.
Can we hear?
Stop.
Here it
and
goes.
ask myself, what would Jesus do? So I'm going to turn it into wine.
Yeah.
But I don't. Stop and ask myself, what would Jesus do? So I'm going to turn it into wine.
There you go.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that one. There's so much good content out there. I fucking love it. But
Oh, yeah.
I had a meltdown, just because it's a lot of work, man. It's so much work. If you want to grow on Instagram, I just started doing this post a reel every day thing because it's supposed to help you grow. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll check it out. I'll see if it works. So I've been posting reels every day. And it is, for me so far, I'm probably at day like 15 or 16. I don't see the difference if I'm being honest. I'm like, I'm just wasting my life at this point. And, like probably annoying my daughter when I'm like, shh, mommy has to do this. Like it's really important that I mimic what other people are saying real quick. Okay.
Well, I haven't seen you. I don't know if you got it on there. I have to check. Or I haven't seen you doing
because I'm not coordinated enough. I'm like, I don't know. That's like,
I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, okay, getting after it. But no, you've done really well. I've looked at your Twitter and then your Instagram. You're laying out good content, and it's like really good because I love the way you're like, hey, I'm a mom. And these are the things moms go through. These are the things moms say. What kills me is how people go, yeah, I'm a mom, but if you see them in public, you never hear me say anything like that. And and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, there's, what? And I have to just remember again, takes all kinds. There's, the moms that really want to portray that perfect life, even though we all know it doesn't exist, and there's, the moms that are like, I'm a hot mess mom, I'm a train wreck, and I'm going to put that out there for everybody to see too. And, I respect both of them. You do you, boo.
You do you, boo.
Yeah. There are people like this girl that I used to know, we'll say.
We're gonna leave it at that. No names. Okay, I got you. We're good.
She said she got upset with me because I wanted to have a conversation with her. And she got very upset with me. And her attack was like, I'm not going to listen to a wine mom. And I was like, wine mom? Okay. You're saying that like it's a bad thing? I kind of I lean into wine mom, okay? You might think you are insulting me, but I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. I'm a wine mom.
And here's the thing is okay, so how did COVID, before we got here, because we only got a few more minutes, but how did COVID impact you and give you content and just, get your variety going because of COVID?
COVID, it's just a fucking time for everyone. It was just hard. And in the beginning, when we didn't know what the hell was going on, everybody's fucking lysoling their groceries and, doing that. And I did it. I'm guilty of it. I was like, I told my husband, I'm like, don't you come in this house. You fucking wipe off your shoes, get in the shower, take off your clothes, because nobody knew what was going on. And I think that COVID in the time of social media was a blessing because we all got to commiserate together, even though we weren't seeing each other face to face. We weren't out at bars together. We weren't, we were still making content and laughing through it because we had the ability to jump on TikTok or, Instagram or, doing whatever it was. We had the opportunity to do that. So I'm glad that we had COVID in, 2020 rather than like 1990.
Oh, well, hold on. I'm glad we didn't have it in the 80s because it would have been a train wreck for my lifestyle. So, hey, so, hey, I'm in my 50s now. So I'm like, okay, we'll weather the storm. They had the Black Plague, son. They had I went down the history line. So I'm with you on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, but Dayna, we're about to get out of here. We want to say, hey, guys, hey, this one is wide open. So if your ears are sensitive, don't watch. And if you do watch, you're gonna love it because it was point on it. Dayna, we appreciate you, me and Mike. We appreciate you coming on.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you guys. Thank you so much.
Hey, definitely we're gonna be touching base with you again because we got to get you a shirt and a set of dog tags. Welcome.
Hey, I'm in. Yeah.
So if you got any advice before we get out of here to anybody that wants to put on a podcast, what would you tell them?
My favorite advice to tell people is don't be afraid to suck. Don't be afraid. You're going to you're going to move past it. Don't be afraid to suck. Do it anyways. Do it scared.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's called parenting because you ask two of my daughters, they will tell you their dad sucks. He's terrible. I did not get the memo and I didn't get the manual correct.
Yeah, we're not going to be perfect.
It just happened. So with that being said, me and Mike always say to our guests before we get out of here, keep it
rolling.
Later.